Hello and welcome to our show today. I have a very special guest, Jessina Demarco, who is a holistic healer, and as well as she is an NPL practitioner, which is incredible. I don't know if you guys have tried that, but it really works. She's a crystal healer, a master success coach, and a published author. In addition, she's opened her business called Massage Therapy by Jessina, and she's helped thousands of people live healthier lives. And now she is here as a co-author for Awakening Starseeds. We're so excited to have you, Jessina. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So happy. So please tell us more about yourself and what your passions are.
Wow. Well, I do massage therapist, certified massage therapist, a chosen career because that's kind of like really where my heart is to help people become whole again from the inside out. And that's kind of like my branding. So I just build around that a lot of different modalities that go along with that. But
that's incredible.
Yes, I'm really enjoying it.
That's beautiful. And so I think that's so important because a massage therapist that has background in energy healing and NLP, I always say you have to be aware of who's massaging you because their consciousness comes through. It's such a art and healing form that the consciousness transfers. So with your background, and also you pick up a lot of stuff too. So you have to let that
keep myself grounded and be engaged but not attached.
How would you what are some tips for being engaged but not attached?
I usually do like a little self prayer over myself before I see my clients to say, I'm here, I'm present to help, just a conduit of energy healing, and whatever happens, it comes through that. But at the same time, I kind of imagine my feet being really deep in the earth, so that I can be strong and whole and give to another without any type of transference of energy.
Amazing. People don't realize when you're actually really conscious and you're doing the work from that space, there's so much as a conduit of the divine light that comes in. So anyone that gets a session with you is so lucky, and I mean, I used to do one-on-one shamanic healing, and I touch people's feet and touch people in order to help release. And I remember that was very intense. You'd have to really clear yourself afterwards because you're actually picking up their energy that they're releasing actually gets absorbed through you. And so you guys be kind to people who are doing this incredible work,
Yes, and there's a lot that going, like you said, behind it. Making sure that we stay grounded and not pick up on whatever, if they have a headache or their stomach or whatever's going on, that we don't allow that energy to come within us, although they're present with it, but it won't transfer over to me.
Absolutely. And so I'm just curious, why did you choose to become a co-author on Awakening Starseeds?
Wow. The main reason, lots of reasons, but the one that I would like to share is to really bring forth the new era that I believe we're headed into in time right now. And people are becoming more and more aware of their spirituality. And I started my journey about maybe 7 years ago and didn't really know how to share it with anyone, but I would have different experiences with paranormal, if you will. And definitely I knew it was real, but didn't really know who to talk to about it.
Yeah, it's becoming more mainstream, the understanding that there's this world and there's a veil and that there's so much more than meets the eye. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not real, just like energy flows, you can't see energy. You can a little bit, but you can't see it. You feel it. It's an understanding. And I think we're awakening. People are starting to awaken to their inner understandings. Do you feel that?
Yes. Oh, definitely. The kind of, who am I? What am I here for? The infamous questions, as in this human experience. And I think that's really coming home more now than ever.
Mm.
regardless of background or religion or faith, or
Mhm.
I think we're all kind of in that same category, just wondering, there's more, you know,
Mhm.
and what filled me up yesterday is no longer filling.
Oh, that really hits the spot. That's
Mhm.
so true. It's like who I was yesterday and what used to excite me. It's not the same. What
Yeah.
excites me is exploring more, understanding, experiencing, connecting, and community, finding. And that's one reason why we're doing this book, because we're calling all starseeds to be part of this community, part of this awakening, and to share stories, because there's something very healing about sharing your story and having a sacred witness, but also reading a story can be very healing for the person.
Yes.
They're not alone.
Right. And it brings us closer together, and we don't feel isolated, and someone
Mhm.
else is kind of going through the same thing. So we feel like there's some commonality there.
Yeah. You never know when you write something and then it goes out into the world, who's going to read it? Who's going to say, wow, that really resonates.
Hmm.
And it's surprising. And, we do it for our sole purpose. We also do it as a gift to the world, as a share. There's something beautiful about being open and vulnerable enough to share. I think that's a sign of true confidence, that
Hmm.
you can allow people to see you. And because, it might be scary, but we know that it's not really, because we're all holding each other in love. We're all holding each other like we're all in this together, and we are really understanding how our lives are interwoven within each other's.
Hmm.
And we're so much stronger when we come together in that divine unity.
Yes, that's very true. Just having that like fabric of, okay, I'm not alone, and
Hmm.
collectively we can do this, and we can be at peace, and and understand that we're all here, whether our background or race or whatever,
Hmm.
we're all here equal.
We're
And
all here. We're part of this human galactic family. I call it like a galactic human family,
nice.
because I think once we start to learn about that there's so much more, it'll actually bring us closer together and align us, understand that we're a very special species. We're galactic humans. We have the ability to think, to be rational, but also to feel so deeply in our heart. Like, we really feel. And that's one of the things that maybe other civilizations don't have as much of, but this emotion is actually powerful. And I think so many times we've been taught, like, your emotions are they're sort of like, push them down, they're not okay. But that's not true. Emotions manifest reality. They manifest things. They co-create. We have to feel it to
Hmm.
manifest it, and that's why with healing, as we need to download the feeling sometimes, because if we never had that feeling, we can't attract that, energy.
Right.
So we're all here to share, and I'm just really curious about what you think your chapter might be about. I know we're in the early stages, and we haven't even really started that process yet, but I'm just curious what it might be about.
I'm choosing to really talk about self-acceptance. I think it starts there and on our own individual journeys. The
Mm.
more that we are comfortable with ourselves, then we're more open to receive uh, the divine and answer
Mm.
a lot of questions that we have as a human being.
Mm.
And accept the fact that we don't have to be perfect. We
Mm-mm.
can be imperfectly perfect.
Oh, that's like
Mhm.
the sermon I needed to hear, because that's something I actually was thinking about this morning, how important it is to love and accept ourselves. And it's not something you're taught usually, and there's many reasons. We have to remember that we're in a society that profits from insecurities.
Yes.
If they didn't profit from your insecurities, that wouldn't be an issue. But that propaganda is really pumped out. And I remember as a little girl, like, Barbie, that was the first thing I saw, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, or
Yeah.
or magazines that you have to be this is beauty, or whatever it is. It's so unrealistic, you guys. It's unrealistic. And loving yourself is the most sustainable thing you can possibly do.
Yes,
And the most
really.
important thing. And I think it's not taught we're not encouraged to go deep inside of our heart, you know, and be here for us. That's an important lesson that you're bringing forward. It's so vital. I'm really glad that you're going to be touching on that, or going deep into it in your chapter. You know, you have a whole chapter you get to talk about.
Oh yeah, that's going to be so much fun.
I'd love to know about how you feel about this awakening process. As you know, we've all been going through it together simultaneously. Everyone has their different way of dealing with it. And, you know, some people act out, some people go in, some people are just trying to make it through the day. It can be challenging. And I'd like to know how you've been able to cope with this energy and this process, and any advice you have for awakening starseeds out there.
I think a lot is to really kind of unlearn what we've been taught or learned, and open ourselves up to know that there's more than just what meets the eye. And once that foundation is set, I believe we can start to go forward into our own journey to find out, you know, who am I really, and why am I here? And all those questions, we open up, I believe, a portal to have all those questions that have been pressed down released on us, if we give ourselves permission to want to know more.
I like what you said about permission. Go ahead.
With I was going to add, people, the biggest thing that I hear is, you know, like religion, and, you know, that's perfectly fine. You know, I embrace that. But the thing is that some of the conditions or things that we've been taught, we don't really know how to unravel that and to really start over with something new. But it is that desire down. And it's still there. If we ignore it, that's what we choose to do, but it's inside of everyone.
That's beautiful. Well, yeah, I want to touch on that permission, allowing yourself to go places. Like, you know, like you said, a lot of times with religion, they give you a box and they're like, this is a box, you're a sinner, stay here. Well, what do you think is going to happen if you think you're a sinner and you already think that about yourself? What are you going to do? I mean, come on. And then, okay, you know what? I'm already evil, so whatever, no biggie. But then I think we need to understand, no, you're divine. You're holy. You're a miracle. Every single person on earth, single person on earth is a miracle. I don't care how it happened, when it happened. People are miracles. And I wish everyone would know what an incredible miracle they are, because if they did, I think they would love themselves. And when you love yourself, you can love another. And when you can love another, that's when we have peace on earth. That's when we say, woo, you know, everyone's, then we can go hallelujah, because that's really where we want to go, is like, we don't have to go through all this trauma anymore. We've all gone through so much. And I think, I'm like, you know, those lessons have served me very well. And I'm done. I'm not in for more of that. You know, I want to have joy and happiness and pleasure and deep connections and community and beautiful life that is shared and co-created with others. You know, we don't need those tough lessons anymore. We don't need to have our hearts that are not filled with joy and gratitude. And but I understand too, like, part of the awakening process, you guys, and I'm just going to be real with you, is anger. Part of it is, you know, being like, whoa, I can't believe all the stuff that I learned, and now I have to unlearn all of this. Like, I've been angry plenty about it. And when you find out the way things are versus what you thought they were, it can be, it's like your heart breaks. But then, you know what? The illusion, the breaking of the illusion is painful. We all know that. But it's no matter what, it's unveiling. Whether you like it or not, the curtains are opening. And there's no stopping it, you know? So why don't we just be cool with what's going on?
And we, you know, it's a hard thing to resist, so we might as well go with the flow.
Absolutely. Just, we're here for this cosmic ride. Let's just go. And go ahead.
well, I kind of mentored him. He's no longer here on earth, but Yogananda is one of my Paramahansan, and he's
You,
with me all. Yes.
oh, please tell me a little bit about that. You're a woman that amazes me because you're one of those women that I have to talk deeper with you to get to know, because you just blow me away. Like you're so humble, and you have so much. Like you're a practitioner of NLP, and you do all of these amazing things, but you're so low key, and that's a total starseed trait. Like but the thing is, now it's time to share. Now it's time to share all of it, because we're here to share. And I know you got a whole bunch to share.
There's, if we stay in that space.
Hi.
Hello. Sorry about that.
All good.
Mm-hmm.
So you were going to tell us about Yogananda.
Oh my goodness, he's one of my spirit guides. He's with me all the time. And I really didn't know him until he kind of introduced himself in some of my clients' Reiki sessions and energy. We have everyone there that's definitely for their highest and best good. But he's one of mine to protect me as the practitioner.
Wow.
And I study him, and it's just infinite. And one of the statements you just made, talking about self-acceptance and that condemnation that's kind of given on us, and we grow up always thinking that we're not right or we're not perfect. And one of his greatest sayings is, what's worse than a sinner is one who calls himself one.
Oh, that hit me real deep. Wow, that's powerful.
Yes. So we take on these identities based on the outward circumstances and don't really know why. Where did this come from? When did I pick up on this? And I am good. I am lovable. I'm accident, and we really have to keep reiterating that in our lives, and just kind of unravel and unlearn. If we, like I said, give ourselves permission, and then doors will open, and we're open more for creativity and the people that's part of our tribe. It just changes our whole life once we make that decision.
When you're open, you just have to, and it's hard because, we've all been hurt. We've all been through situations. We've all been, maybe we didn't have the best people that were, mentoring us as kids, and perhaps, we've all gotten beaten down a little bit, but it's our divine right and our birthright to really break those chains of illusion that there's something wrong with us. We have to break those chains and say, no more. This has no more control over me. I am sovereign. I'm choosing sovereignty. I'm choosing my divinity. I'm choosing my life because it's a gift, and I cannot change the past, but I can choose to recreate myself now and in the future. And that's the power of choice. We've been given free will, so
to decide if we want more, then that's open and available to us.
That's beautiful. I would like to know about, an NLP too, like how that has been part of your journey.
When I went on for coaching, because outside of my massage therapy and energy healing, which I learned so much in that, I could talk about that for like an hour. But I really started learning more about, self-acceptance and loving ourselves and all that. And it comes with the territory, of what we really have to learn about ourselves. And once those doors are open, then we can pretty much look at things from a different light.
NLP is like really about reprogramming your mind.
Exactly. Repetition, kind of like affirmations, and it's to help people really dig deep, and their answers are already in them. And it's our duty to facilitate that awareness, not really to pawn our thoughts and and ideations on anyone, but to help them work through their own unfolding.
That's gorgeous. I've always, and I think I said it wrong in the beginning. It's NLP, right? NLP.
Neuro-linguistic programming.
That's so cool. I mean, I have a friend that is a practitioner and teaches, and yeah, I had thought about taking that course because I was like, it's incredible. I love everything about reprogramming. I have a show called Deprogrammed, and a lot of the work I've done has been about deprogramming, because it's not about, a lot of it's been just about releasing all of those filaments of illusion so that the person can just come back to their divine self. Like they're divine already. There was nothing wrong with them, you know?
Exactly. And it's interesting that you say that, because prophetically, and I felt it kind of like last year in 2018, but I believe that the universe is raising a generation right now, Generation X, or I can't remember. No, there's another millennial under them. And these young adults, I would say between 15 and 28 or something like that, they're not buying into old philosophies. And collectively, even in other countries, they're having their rallies and what we want, and really coming into that realization that we are co-creators and we can empowered to do things. And they really second guess a lot of the media and politics and all that. It's pretty amazing, this generation that's coming up behind us.
Oh, I'm so excited. The children that are being born are star children, and I want to have my star baby. But like they're universe, did you hear that? Please.
Yeah, exactly.
with
it starts boom. So if everything starts, even when we're pregnant, everything is in there. Everything that we think, we feel, we perceive, or we give that to our child energetically.
That's so true.
Yeah, they can feel everything.
Everything comes from the womb. What we don't understand is that, and that's why I want to do so much healing. And I think it's important also for the father to do a lot of healing, because both the genetics come together. Now you have two lines, and it's 7 generations. And as doing the shamanic work, you understand that the child takes on the 7 generations of pain or beliefs or the energy that's not been worked through will come into that baby. So you want to give the baby the best start you can. You want to clear yourself first. Make sure your partner is clear. First, find clarity within the divine union and each other, and then you can co-create something that has a great chance of moving forward and being the greatest they can be. You want to birth the new generation. These are the new world leaders. These are star beings. They're here. Like, they heard the call. There was Dolores Cannon. I don't know if you are familiar, but she calls it the 3 waves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The 3 waves.
The 3 waves. So then like, we're the beings that are like the star seeds. We were already like in a really good place and a really good planet, and we hear the call like Earth 911, Earth 911. We need volunteers here now. We need people that are going to raise a vibration. So we're like, hey, of course, me. And then they're like, and here are the stipulations. You're going to forget everything. You won't remember who you are. You won't remember your mission. You won't remember your purpose. You're going to get clean slated like you've never believed before. You're going to feel lost, confused, alienated, alone, like you don't belong. What else, but welcome to Earth, you know what I mean? And then you're going to have to wake up, and then you're going to have to find your other co-creators, your other star seeds, and you're going to have to get on your mission, whether you like it or not. You signed up for it. So get to work, exactly. And star seeds usually have a lot of trauma early on, like that's a tendency. Like, there seems to be like a bit of like abuse or trauma that occurs in their life. There are things they have to overcome.
Yes. And there's one, I was speaking with a friend, and he's enlightened too. He's on his journey and everything, but he said typically, not to really be negative or anything, but there are 3 top areas that you can really hone in on when you know that you're awake and you have a high calling on this planet. And he said the first one is losing all the money you have. He and his wife, they lost millions in a business thing. He said, secondly, is losing ourselves, in terms of being not really knowing, what we want and why we're here
Mhm.
and all that. But and then sickness and disease is the last one.
I
And he
mean,
said all of
yeah,
within 12-month period, um,
I call that an
with
accelerated program.
and it's saying,
You're on the
okay,
accelerated program.
that got everything right up front.
I mean, hey, that's the way to go. If you're gonna lose it all, like, it's better just to go boom.
So,
Like, and that's so true. What was it? The 2000, was it 8 stock market crash?
yes,
That was like, I mean, that was insane. That
yes,
was,
and
people
I
were
was
like all the way to the top, and then boom, everything just, you had to
it
start
was like
over.
Twilight Zone series. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was in real estate at the time and we saw it. I mean, literally, like from one day to the next, you could hear crickets,
I mean,
and
like,
it
oh,
wasn't a gradual thing. And people were walking away from their homes and we had, all that stuff, the high interest rates or low interest rates rather. So people were getting bigger homes with the same
mm-hmm.
payment. Why not? Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't last very long.
Oh, that, yeah. So that was intense. I lived through that,
Yeah.
and wow, wow, wow. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
Right.
Your life can change overnight, and you just start to lose your attachment. Like, I've really lost attachment to, like, yes, beautiful home is good, or being comfortable, being good, being healthy. To me, the most important thing, number one thing, is to be healthy
Yeah.
environment, healthy relationships, healthy food, healthy mindset. That's
Yeah.
more important than anything to me, because that's going to keep me going. You can have everything, but if there's toxicity, it's
Your
not going
body.
to, your body suffers, and I'm not going to put myself through that. I want a holistic lifestyle that's serving all of me. And I think that's what we all want now, right? We don't want
Do.
stress. We don't want drama. We don't want all that. I don't care how hot you are. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care about
Right.
any of that. If you're not elevating somehow, being part of this elevation process, if you're degrading and crude and pulling things down, honey, you're not, no, thank you.
Yeah. No, I don't even want to think about
I don't
that.
want to talk to you. We're here to elevate. You got to find people that resonate. And even the things like, yeah, like, we need to come really heart-centered in everything that we're approaching, whether it be relationship, whether it be business, whether it be the kind of lifestyle we're living. Everything's coming back to being heart-centered. We've been so disattached and disassociated from our heart. Many of us have been severed from our heart
Yeah.
chakra.
I actually have a mentor and kind of like a business mentor. I have like a spiritual community and all that, but he's bringing emotions back. He's a life coach, a counselor, like masters in psychology and everything. And he just said for decades, and it's almost, ludicrous to even think that that was the philosophy over the past years is you have to give people a way to be and not engage their heart,
Mm.
because heart has these connotations of being soft or unreal, and feelings come and feelings go type thing. But he's starting to bring back not a bunch of data and information to people if they're married or having an issue in any part of their lives. It's really impossible to have transformation without engaging a person's heart.
That's it. That's a key to everything. To me,
Yeah.
that's the most important. I don't want to deal with people anymore if they're not coming from their heart. I don't care who you are. I don't care. Don't tell me. I really don't. I don't care. Nothing. I don't get impressed anymore. Like, who are you with your heart? How are you going to show up? Whether we're
Mhm.
friends, anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Right.
matter. The heart-centered way is the only way for me. And I'm not engaging, because anytime I've engaged with people or tried to be part of the team,
Hmm.
like when I was in Hollywood, I'd always be part of projects, and there was a lack of heart chakra, and the leadership was not very good, because when you are disengaged from your heart, everyone suffers, not just the person,
Oh,
but it affects
the
the entire
um,
community. Hmm.
it's very toxic. And whoever you
Mm-hmm.
come in contact with pretty much will feel that, and then it
Yeah.
starts to catapult into this huge snowball
Mm-hmm.
of, negativity or whatever, the
Yeah.
belief. And it's not fair for us as the individual, and it's really not fair for the people around us to have to deal with that.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're moving in a new direction. I think people that want to go on the heart chakra, the like cosmic love timeline, that's a timeline we're going on. You
Oh, it's
know,
beautiful.
it's beautiful, and there's so much we haven't even like it hasn't even it's
It's just right in the very beginnings.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're moving through it. We're just starting.
right. And one of my groups, like-minded groups, we talk about that. It's like we're in this era and time, and we know that there's more.
Mm-hmm.
And this new, like I said, this new generation that's coming up, they're not buying the whole thing. Even in real estate, we're just talking about to invest in 700,000 or commit yourself to that kind of money, not knowing if you'll ever see it again.
Mm-hmm.
And so that whole new generation is starting to move the real estate market into these nice apartment homes, and you're seeing all this
Mm-hmm.
stuff go up. And the homes that, the resale home is they're just kind of sitting, because
Mm-hmm.
the generation doesn't want anything to happen. They saw their parents walk away 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
They-
it's true. They want more
Yes.
freedom, flexibility. They want to travel, do cool things. They want to live their life. They're realizing like life, there's so much more to life than
Hmm.
just this one little thing. Like life is expansive. And I think, yeah, the new generation is really understanding that. It's beautiful. You can create a foundation. And, I'm a huge advocate of like holistic living. Like I'm into the earth ships. I
Oh,
really love earthships. Yeah. And, I wanted to build one in North Carolina, but
mhm,
unfortunately, because it rains so much, you have
mhm,
to have it dry. So because once the rain, it's clay, it's clay, and it's tires. It's made out of tires. It's fully insulated all year
mhm.
long. If it's snowing, it's warm. If it's hot, it's nice and cool inside, and you can grow your own garden inside. I'm all about the holistic. I'm like, that's a dream come true. Like, that's awesome. But
Yeah.
yeah, but it doesn't go everywhere. I also like cob houses, and I mean, there's so many
Oh,
cool ways to live that are alternative, that you don't have to be, you can be more off, a little bit more off the grid, and a little more independent, and and they're a lot less too. So, you have so much more freedom in your life. You can
right.
travel, you can do
That's
whatever you want.
to some of the people that, can project. They have accuracy projecting the forecast of the future. And it was said by 2025, like over 50% of people on Earth will live a vegan lifestyle.
Mm.
Yeah.
Incredible. That's the way, that is the future. I mean, there's so many studies coming out about the toxicity. Also, just the meat industry. It's because it's not heart-based, so they don't really care even if the meat's healthy. They
Yeah.
chop the pigs up, and then they feed them to the pigs. I'm like, oh.
Oh,
I'm like, really?
yes.
Okay, sorry guys. I know that's really gross, but I watched a documentary, and I was like, I was mortified. That doesn't
Yes. Like,
even seem sanitary. But
mm-mm. And
I don't
we
care. I'm not eating
those,
pigs.
yes, getting back, from an energetic standpoint, if they were in trauma when they died,
Hmm.
that is suspended in their muscle tissue.
That's
That's
true.
why sometimes when we eat steak and chicken, and we feel kind of depressed and like we need a nap, or
Hmm.
some after a heavy meal like that. And a lot of it is you're taking on that energy that was in that animal before they died.
Trauma. You're eating. Yeah, trauma transfers, people. Trauma transfers. It's everything from the people that touch you, massage therapy. Like, you want that clean, beautiful energy like Jessina has. You want the clean, beautiful energy when you eat. You want that clean, beautiful energy in your relationships, and the connections you have in your business. Like, it has to be that way. It's just the
Yeah,
other way is not working. Trying to hustle. I don't like that word, because it's like,
the
I'm not trying to
grind,
hustle. No,
those words do not resonate with
no.
me
I'm like, I'll share. I share with the world what I'm doing. I share what I'm up to. If you want to be part of it, cool. If you don't, cool. you know,
Oh,
and it's all about sharing. Do you want to share? Do you want to co-create with me? Is this fun? We're co-creating, you know, like co-creating is fun. It's joyful. It's community. It's our messages coming forward. And I'm just so honored to have you as part of this, Jessina. You are a wise woman, and I know you have even more to share. So we'll pick it up
oh,
again another time.
oh
But
yeah.
is there any last message you'd like to share with us?
Oh wow! I'm really excited about this venture. It was a dream of mine, honestly, Rod. When I heard it, it almost gave me chills. You know, to have a publishing company or something where people that are kind of hiding out and they don't know who to talk to without being judged about these experiences that are really on purpose coming to us, and it doesn't matter who they are, age, gender, religion, or non-denominational. It doesn't matter. As human beings, we're just in this real transitory state right now,
Mm-hmm.
where people want to know why. It's
Yeah.
to that point. And
You really hit the
more
nail on the head. Go ahead.
around yoga. There's so much going on around like yoga and tai chi and qigong and
Mm-hmm.
uh, intentions. Even now, that was considered like taboo 15 or 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Are doing, and even like the NFL, you know, the football, the locker room, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but they do chants. They do maybe like a pendulum or something like that to really get
Mm-hmm.
into the energy of what they want to see the outcome to be, and that's just something like within the last 10 years they
It's
started doing that.
amazing. It's amazing that this work and this whole new mindset's coming forward. You know, we've been waiting our whole lives to remember this, to share, and then to share it because it's already inside of us. That understanding, we came in with that, but we were sort of clean slated, so we had to
Mm-hmm.
rediscover it. And you know, unfortunately, a lot of times we remember through shocking awakenings, pain,
Yeah.
and
Oh my
I'm
God.
telling you, we don't have to do that anymore, guys. Like let's like learn a different way.
Right.
Read this
Exactly.
book. It might
Do
help,
that.
you know.
Mhm. Yes. You know, there's
So
a better way, you know, the old saying. But yeah, you're
there's
exactly right. It's, you know, people, we're at that point to where we want answers.
yeah, and I think if we all share, we will find threads, we will find the answers. Everyone
Mhm.
has a valuable story to share. So thank you, Jessina, for saying
I
yes.
know
Thank
that.
you for being part of Awakening Starseeds. Thank you for your voice, your vision, your love, your purpose. I mean,
Yeah.
everything that you stand for. You are a beacon of light and hope and wisdom, and that's what we're calling forth. That's what we're here to share. We are here to share that with each other. We're here to re-inspire each other. We're here to reawaken our true being so we can really shine in our life, enjoy our life, have sustainable, holistic lives, be healthy, be happy, and be full of love. So
Yes,
it's such an
indeed.
honor. Thank
The
you,
perfect
Jessina.
world.
Yeah, well, we're
Yeah.
co-creating it right now. Every thought we think towards it, everything we write about it, every time we talk about it, we're here
Hmm.
co-creating it. We're manifesting it. We're envisioning it. We're calling it in. And
Right.
it's to me, this is the most exciting thing to
To be able
co-create.
to,
Mm-hmm.
yes, of it. And yeah, I walked away kind of like from religion, and that's another thing that I'm gonna talk about a little bit, which is encouraging because I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Because it gave us discipline and accountability, you know, and different things of that nature. But I got to the point to where I said, you know, there's more, and the
Mm-hmm.
paranormal, what most people call, I can see spirits and I can feel people, and I just didn't know if you talk about it, you know, you're like, oh, like you're weird, or you know, woo woo, or
I'm weird and I'm
and
woo woo right here. I'm owning it, baby. I'm owning it. So if
yeah,
you're like you're weird, you're woo, I'm like I am weird and I am woo woo.
love it. Yeah, I'll receive that all day.
Thank you. I
That was,
receive it with grace and ease.
mhm, exactly, and we do. We have like you that we take it as a positive, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, thank
Take,
you for telling me that.
take
Yeah.
everything as a positive. Even the negatives have been a positive, you know. we just don't need to keep recreating them, but it's all, everything is serving our highest purpose. So thank you, Jessina. We're gonna have to have another conversation again, because I know we have a lot more to talk about.
Yes.
But thank you for coming on today, and I'll look forward. I cannot wait to start receiving people's writings, even the first draft, and it's going to be beautiful.
Oh, yes. Nowhere, and there's a place for that now with Rada Publishing.
That's right, you guys. So if any of you feel the call and want to hop on this amazing book, if you feel the vibration, if you resonate with us, Jessina, myself, Rada Publishing, and Awakening Starseeds, your bigger purpose and picture, and you want to share your voice, we do have a few spots left. And so we are doing interviews. We'll be doing them through next week, and then we're closing the doors. So please reach out, and I'll put a link below. I'm also going to share Jessina's information below so you can contact her. She is in Corona. You can reach out to her, get a session with her, get to know her. She's an amazing woman with so much healing to offer, as you can tell. So thank you for joining us, and have a beautiful day, everyone. Much love.
Yes.